Hello folks, welcome back. This is CCL Sports Cards. Today, I'm going to tell you my 3 favorite MLB prospects going into the 2022 season that I feel are completely undervalued, underappreciated, and have plenty of upside as the first week of spring training comes to a close and we approach the 2022 regular season for Major League Baseball. Now, only one of these men cracked the top 100 in MLB pipeline rankings, and that player barely made it, which I think really helps my case and leaves these fellas in the sleeper category and makes their first Bowman autos very, very approachable. If you're a regular viewer of this channel, you may not be surprised at all by these 3 studs in the making, as I have invested in them already and have trotted out a few of their cards these past 2 to 3 months. So let's get right into it, starting with number 3, Patrick Bailey of the San Francisco Giants. Patrick was ranked the 8th prospect for the Giants on MLB.com for the 2021 season, and may not see much of a change to his status when the rankings for teams are released for the 2022 season any day now. And I think there is a ton to like in Patrick Bailey. Patrick was drafted 13th overall by the Giants in 2020, and this move of taking a catcher in itself was a little odd given how much stock they put into 2018 second overall pick and fellow catcher Joey Bart, who set a now broken record when he signed for over $7 million following the draft in 2018. But Bart is now 25, and his numbers at AAA Sacramento in 2021 were really quite average, and his major league debut was uninspiring in 109 at-bats for the big club last year. Now, the Giants won't give up on Bart easily, given all they have invested in him, but I do think that if he continues to scuffle, this may allow for Bailey, should he perform, to move up a little quicker. Patrick Bailey will be just 22 when the season starts, and won't be 23 until very late May, and there's a lot to like in a guy whose first Bowman autos in PSA 10 that routinely sell for between $80 and $90 all through the month of February. Now, I realize he doesn't have the celebrity of fellow 2020 draftee and catcher Tyler Soderstrom, who is only 20 years old and appears to have a higher ceiling. But he also costs 3 to 4 times what a Bailey card cost, and I am offering a less expensive option because not all of you collectors have $400 to spend on a base auto. Now, as with any player drafted in 2020, Bailey was somewhat hurt by the pandemic, and he lost a year of development in the minors, and he didn't debut at Lohe San Jose until 2021. And at first blush, his total stats for 2021 really aren't that great. He hit just .265 with 9 home runs, 39 RBIs, and had an OPS of .795 and 317 at-bats, which is another reason I think he is cheap. People kind of take a quick peek at his overall stats and dismiss him as average. But if you dig in and see what the real story is, sort of like checking under the hood of a car and taking it out for a spin before you spend your dough, not just judging a car by its sticker price and the miles per gallon plastered on the window in the showroom. So let's dig in and take a look at why I like Patrick Bailey so much. He began his season at High A Eugene, and to say it was rough is probably a fair statement. He had 135 at-bats in the months of May and June collectively and hit a paltry 185 with just 2 home runs. And his strikeout to walk ratio was just under 3 to 1. Quite bad. So he may have been overmatched, but I do like that in June, just before he was sent back down, he walked 9 times and only struck out 11 times, telling me that while his average was pretty bad, he was at the very least beginning to be a little more patient at the plate. But it was not a good stint in High A for Mr. Bailey at all, and he was sent to the Arizona Complex League for a little more instruction and perhaps to take a little pressure off the kid. Following that brief stint in the Arizona Complex League where he hit 402 games, he was promoted to Loe San Jose. And we're really getting into the nuts and bolts of why I like this kid so much. Being a 13th overall pick, I think we can agree comes with a certain amount of pressure. And if you don't have the right makeup, A demotion in your first pro season can really get to you. I mean, what if it was me? A first rounder makes you the best of the best and may give you an ego, but Bailey, he kind of took it all in stride, it would appear. Upon arrival at low A, he hit 259 in July, then 333 in August, and then 367 in September. And I'll summarize it this way and tell you how I view the aforementioned performance. Bailey, a top pick in the draft, got demoted from high A and quickly, which is potentially devastating to a player's confidence. Then he regrouped at low A San Jose, where he got progressively better, and then absolutely crushed the ball down the stretch, much like another favorite of mine in Nick Gonzalez. I love slow starts that turn out like this. It shows character and moxie. Tells me they handle adversity and setbacks constructively. Bailey collectively hit 322 with 16 doubles, 7 home runs in 177 at-bats, while striking out 47 times, but walking an impressive 28 times. Now, it is easy to miss that fun fact when you look at his collective stats for the entire season and write him off as average. But I like those low A numbers a lot. And being that he's only 22 and 2.5 years younger than Bart makes me like him that much more. Next up, number 2, Vaughn Grissom, shortstop prospect for the Atlanta Braves. I was somewhat surprised that Grissom did not make the top 100 on MLB Pipeline because many people had Grissom ranked slightly above fellow Atlanta Brave and hotshot Michael Harris II, who is currently ranked number 65 at MLB.com. Grissom had an altogether remarkable season in the minors. Now, he was ranked number 10 in the Braves organization in 2021. So he's not exactly a sleeper per se, but his cards remain cheap, at least in my opinion. You can pick up his 2020 Bowman Chrome base autograph for under $50 in raw condition. His PSA 10s don't sell routinely, but when they do come up, they seem to sell for around $150. A special note about Grissom's cards, and something a lot of you know I'm a fan of. Grissom has no base cards, meaning scarcity if you're a collector or an investor. You have to buy an auto if you want a Grissom first Bowman. Geez, 20 Bowman Chrome is just such a good set. Anyhow, Grissom just turned 21 in January, so he's young. And he did not come with much fanfare, as he was drafted in the 11th round in 2019. So it's not surprising that no one really cared about Vaughn until 2021, as he hit just 288 with 3 home runs in the Gulf Coast League in 2019. But collectors and investors quickly took note last season, and that includes me. He started at low A Augusta, where he hit 311 with 5 home runs, 15 doubles, and even tacked on 13 steals. He had 280 at-bats, and his OBP was over 400, meaning this kid is selective, and that is rare at the age of 20. So, it came as no surprise when Grissom was promoted to high A Rome in September to join Jesse Franklin and Michael Harris in a very potent lineup. How did Grissom thank the Braves for his promotion? Well, he only hit 378 with 2 home runs and 2 doubles and 3 steals and only 37 at-bats. And just for good measure, he walked 11 times and only struck out 5. Yes, Grissom walked twice as much as he struck out after being moved up to high A. While the sample size is small, those are incredible numbers. Yeah, I like Grissom a lot, and I continue to add to my pile of Grissom cards. Lastly, and number 1 in my underrated prospects book, Jordan Groshan's of the Toronto Blue Jays. Groshan's card prices continue to boggle my mind. In fact, I just picked up a True Gem Plus BGS 9.5 True Blue 2018 Bowman Draft Chrome Auto for just $700. This kid is 22 and will be all season long, and he's already knocking on the door to the bigs. And I truly believe Groshan's is the reason the Jays saw no problem and dealing away top draft pick Austin Martin to the Twins in the Jose Barrios deal last summer. They have a log jam at short, and that includes channel fave Bo Bichette. So, yes, Jordan is blocked a little by Bo, and that perhaps is keeping his prices low, but he has shown he can play third base as well. But that's out too, because of course the Jays just traded for Matt Chapman, and he's going to play third. So we may not see Jordan in the show this season, unless he's dealt to, say, the Guardians for Jose Ramirez or something like that. But I digress. Groshan was drafted by the Blue Jays 12th overall out of Magnolia, Texas High School in 2018, and has done better and better and better at every level he has played at. And while his power numbers are not where some collectors would like them to be, he has been on the record as saying he would rather be a good hitter first and worry about power some other time. I love that kind of stuff. Jordan spent all of 2021 at AA New Hampshire and performed very well, hitting .291 with 7 home runs, 23 doubles, and with an OPS of .817 in 75 games. 278 at-bats is not a small sample size. Now, I'll be the first to admit that his home runs are a little lower than where most of us would like them to be, but I would counter it this way. If you dig in, you can see his power coming along. In 2018, where he split time between 2 levels of rookie ball, he doubled in about every 14th at bat. Then, during 2019, during his first full season at Low A Lansing against better arms, and his first full pro season, he doubled in every 13th at bat. If you do the math, you'll see where the exact numbers are. Then in 2021, at AA against some excellent pitching, he doubled in every 12th at bat. So I will argue that he is growing and his power is coming along. And I believe Jordan can put up 20 to 25, he can put them over the fence in the very near future. But it's so much more than that when it comes to Jordan Groshan. It's his attitude. He's confident, if not cocky, and he backs it all up with a great fundamental long-term approach. It's his strikeout to walk ratio last season at AA that was better than 2-1. It's that he's just 22 and banging on the door to the bigs when most prospects drafted out of college are making their A-ball debuts. It still blows my mind that he's only ranked 80th on MLB.com overall. You can pick up Jordan's 2018 Bowman Draft Chrome Base Auto in PSA 10 for an absurdly low $130. Mind-blowingly cheap with this kid's long and growing track record. I mean, he hasn't had anything resembling a bad season. This kid can play. I don't get it. Anyhow, thank you all for watching. I appreciate the 341 subscribers, and as we close in on 500, want to say thank you to all of you who choose to watch these episodes on my platform. And those who subscribe, it has been an amazing ride. Please keep in mind that anything I say on this channel is strictly my opinion and should be taken as such. And for fun, tell me your favorite prospects for the 2022 season in the comments below. But one stipulation, they have to be below $150 for their first Bowman Auto in PSA 10. Let's play ball.